Hello again, I'm Scott Bruntmeyer, and I'm filling in for Deborah Forbes. I'm the former president of Friends of Indian Land, and Deborah's currently our serving secretary. Friends of Indian Land was created a little over 2 years ago in response to some problems that neighborhoods of primarily Lakeview Landing neighborhood, Brook Chase, and Hanover began having with the industries at the 521 Light Industrial Park just off of Highway 521. And primarily the industries there that were causing problems for the community are concrete plants there. Initially, a large contingent of residents decided, well, where do we go for this assistance with this issue? And we came to the Indian Land Action Council and really didn't receive a good reception. And a very lack of interest, and actually some conflicts of interest with a founding member. So, barring any assistance there, we went on our own and created a group and created a nonprofit to spearhead, finding some legal assistance and some assistance from the county and state governments in alleviating the problems we were having. And these problems, the biggest one that everyone noticed is noise, where depending on what day of the week, it could be 24 hours straight of noise in excess of 85 decibels going on continuously with homes that are within 50 feet of some of these facilities. Other issues the neighborhoods were having were issues with air pollution. These concrete plants produce a lot of dust. That dust contains some toxic substances, fly ash being one of the big ones that was a concern for the community. So people's homes and cars are being coated with this dust, and there's a concern on what is the health effect of that to people's homes. Then we had issues with glare from all the new lights that were put up and shining into people's homes. And then vibration is an issue where people's homes the foundations cracking and air units are moving and some similar issues. So those things all came to bear, and we began to seek assistance, and we were petitioning the county for assistance, and also we went out and retained the legal services of a very well-respected firm out of Columbia, South Carolina. So over the past couple of years, through working with the county and working with the state, especially with South Carolina DHEC and with our legal team, a number of things we were able to accomplish. One, we got South Carolina DHEC to do air testing and modeling there at the facilities, and that led to enclosures around many of those facilities there, which is something that typically a concrete plant will not do, is to enclose their facilities. Then we also had monitoring stations set up that led to some citations on those facilities for breaches of fugilant releases of material. Another thing that helped us out was installations of what's called underground fly ash receptors, so that they couldn't load this toxic fly ash in the open air. These things were done underground now, so we don't have that toxic release, we're told, anymore. Then glare reduction was put in place, where the lights from a lot of these facilities were turned down, facing downward instead of out into people's homes. Another thing we were able to get done was to have South Carolina DHEC do some continued inspections of the facility. For 6 months, we did have a person that was routinely on site doing inspections and making sure that the rules for handling these materials were being followed. Another thing we got done was the removal of rock crushing equipment there. A couple of these facilities would recycle their concrete, and there's a crushing noise continuously while they were doing that. Then we got a new county ordinance passed that disallows the use of concrete facilities in light industrial zoning. Now the ones that are there are grandfathered in, but going forward, other people don't have to endure this. The county also put together a sound study for the community. It cost about 15 grand for them to do this. Dr. Norrell Stewart out of North Carolina came and did a sound study. and showed that indeed we were experiencing levels in excess that any community should. And his statement in his analysis was he's never seen a situation this bad before. So our next step is to have the county actually enforce the ordinances that protect the community from these excessive noise situations, the air pollution coming in onto our properties, and the like. So going forward, we are currently approaching a time limit on a statute of limitations on filing legal paperwork. And we hoped we wouldn't have to come to this. We figured, within the process, working with the county and the state and these facilities, we could all come to an agreement without going forward with any legal action. But we're approaching the point where we won't be able to do so if we don't do it soon. And so that's our next step. One thing that comes up quite a bit when I discuss this issue is, well, why'd you move next to a concrete plant? And I just want to point out that the neighborhood of Lakeview Landing, which I live in, was built in 1995. And at the time, the land where that industrial park was zoned agricultural. There was no industry site there. Later, that site was zoned for light industrial, and concrete facilities did not fall under light industrial. In around 2000, I don't have my dates right in front of me, but around 2000, there was an ordinance that was passed that changed it so that under light industrial, concrete facilities could function in light industrial in Lancaster County. But it doesn't say, if you read that original change ordinance, it doesn't list concrete facilities, it lists an industrial classification. If you go grab that book and look through that industrial classification, then you can find batch concrete facilities. So the neighborhood of Lakeview Landing did exist prior to those things happening. Now, when you look at the neighborhood of Brook Chase, you can say, well, wait a second, it abuts right up against there, and you can see like within 50 feet there's a concrete facility there. Well, when that neighborhood was designed, those folks were told that the other land behind them was wetlands by their developer. And this is an issue more with their developer, I think, in some respect. But when it was designed, they were told, those are wetlands, you never have anything developed there. And there was, at that point, that's the first concrete facility of McLeod had moved in with about a 4-truck operation, a very small facility that ran periodically throughout the week. And then it wasn't until the neighborhood was built out that the other 3 concrete facilities moved in, and the existing one expanded by 4-fold. So, just to point out the series of events, it's not like everyone just moved in and bought property next to a heavy industrial park filled with concrete plants. Anyway, that's who we are. In the future, our organization is hoping to do some things similar to what ILAC's doing and helping develop the community and look at development. But right now our main focus is on just getting a good night's sleep. I myself sleep with earplugs every night. Other members sleep in their closets with their families because they can't get to sleep. So it's a large concern for us. After the meeting, I'll be outside. If anyone would like to ask me questions, I also have our most recent update letter I can hand to you. Thank you. Those are the 2 primary. Now there are some people in Hanover that are members of our organization too, but we don't have that many that are impacted as greatly. They are not impacted by the noise as much as they were by the fallout of the air pollution. And a lot of that has been curtailed through the efforts we've made through South Carolina DHEC and working with the county.
Thank you very much. Thank you.